What's up, guys? Just before this video gets started, I just want to explain to you that this video took 3 months. I started filming it July 4th weekend. It's now October 12th. It is now done for now. I'm extremely proud of what I was able to accomplish. Hi, Kiki. Kitty cat's here. Oh, come here. And I'm proud of what I was doing. I've never done body work. I've never done patch panel work. I've never done anything like this, and it's very evident in this episode. But a lot of time, some money went into this because you'll see I messed something up. I had to get a buddy to fix it. But the car, I couldn't be happier with how it turned out. It's not perfect. It wasn't designed to be perfect. Hi, Kiki. My kitty cat's here. So if you guys could just share, like, comment, share with your friends, or watch and be inspired. Be like, all right, I'm going to try something new, because that's exactly what I did. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Welcome back to another episode of Partridge Garage. What's on the menu for today? Quite a lot. What are we going to start? We're going to start something. Probably not going to finish it. 100% not going to finish it. So what are we doing here? Well, we're back with the Keller car. And you see this right here? Yeah, that's no good. That's not good. And also, the front end, as you guys have seen, is damaged pretty bad from loading it on trailers and stuff. I bought this car this way because I'm an idiot. But a guy on Facebook cut a Monte Carlo body off of an ARCA car, and he sold me the sheet metal for $200. So I have a new front end, I have a new side piece right here, I have a whole new side of the car. I have a whole new car except for the roof. I didn't want the roof, it kind of beat up and I didn't need it. But I got a hood, trunk lid, I got everything. For $200, just had to drive to northern Arkansas. Yeah, that wasn't fun. So for this episode, we're gonna try to cut the front end off, figure out how to like weld the new one on, because I'm not a welder by any means. I'm not a fabricator by any fucking means. I'm gonna do some stuff wrong, and yeah, I'm sorry, but that's what's gonna happen. But yeah, and if you're wondering why it's so late in the day and why I'm dirty and sweaty and gross, I woke up this morning. It's the 4th of July, as you can see, and I was like, I want to drive the brown truck. I went and put insurance on it through Haggerty, cranked it up. I had the needle and seat was stuck. Cranked it up after that, drove it to my dad's house, and then it started smoking behind the dash. You just can't catch a break with this truck. And apparently, I think the ignition switch has got a short in it because the red wire coming out of the ignition switch is just hot to the touch. Sometimes. Not all the times, but sometimes. And no matter how you move the wire, sometimes it doesn't do it. And then other times you crank the truck up, it immediately does it. Ooh, a rabbit. Hey, little buddy. Little rabbit. Anyway, so yeah. So, dash is apart in the brown truck. We're going to see if we can move it around without it catching on fire. But yeah, it's the 4th of July. So we're celebrating all day with beverages, and then we might go see fireworks somewhere. I don't know. Probably not. I'm a loner. But yeah, what's more American than working on a NASCAR stock car, being pulled by a 79 Ford F-150 that was my great-grandfather's, wearing my Bald Eagle IROC Camaro Explosion shirt. Can't get more American than that. God bless America. And let's get to it. we got the truck, the trailer. Let me show you what's going on with this turd. Yeah, that wire got hot again. Let's see here. Tripod. Yeah, the dash is out. So we've got the ignition switch right here. This wire, shit, that's hot. This wire right here is hot as hell. I have since learned that this red wire that is looped is actually a resistor wire for the old style ignition system, so that the ignition system does not get all 12 volts when cranking, kind of like a resistor block in a Mopar or a Chevy. I'm thinking that since this is run off an MSD box now, I can cut this wire and eliminate this problem, but I'm not sure. I have not looked into it. If anybody knows, comment below. And it just loops, and it goes just to the block down here. And I mean, if I would think if the block was bad, the block would be hot. See, none of these wires are hot. It's just up here and right here. Focus. Yeah. So what's going on with the brown truck? But yeah, let's get this car unloaded. Well, good morning. I think it's still morning. It's like 10:30, 11 o'clock. Yesterday I spent some time disconnecting the support bar down here, as you can see, and see how it's supposed to be riveted. Oops. And then, I don't know if you can see right here. Let me see if you guys can see this. Hold up. Oh yeah, let me move the camera a little bit. And as you see right here, I sanded this paint off, which there's a lot of filler right here, and I drilled these rivets out. So the box, the air box is this piece and this piece, and it's riveted to the front fascia. And so I'm going to drill these rivets out, and then there's some kind of putty, RTV, silicone, that's silicone to the front fascia. I'm going to try to peel that off, take the box out, and then we can start like getting ready to cut the body off this thing. Or cut the, you know what I mean. Let's get to it. You know, that other hood I have is nowhere near as heavy as this thing. I'm thinking it's heavy because it's got a bunch of filler and rattle on it. Ooh. Ah. Okay. Cold snack. Because it's hot out and I need a beer. Okay. Oh yeah. That just made my day better. Oh, I can get down with that. Alright, so I was sanding on the top up there, as you can probably see. Maybe not, I'm going to get you a little closer. Put you down. See, I was trying to find this rivet right here. So it's riveted all around here. And I think it's even riveted up the side. And I think the top too. So we're going to have to find all these, sand them down, drill it out, and then get ready to pop them out. So yeah, let's get to it. Alright, as you guys can see, we ground down all the way to all these rivets. You can see them. And then I'm just going to do what I did down here. Drill the heads off of them. And I think this should be it. And then we can start trying to pry this box out. Get a blade and try to get the silicone off. Hopefully, this is all that's left. Like I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Ta-da! That's pretty neat. Pretty good. Alright. Set that over here. And now we can see everything that I need to see to take this all, to cut this front end off. Just give me a minute and we'll figure out everything that needs to come off and drill off. And then we're going to get the plasma cutter, hopefully, and start. I don't know, plasma cutter might not cut through all this Bondo. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Anyway. Alright, after some marking and deliberations, thinking, these cars have a lot of filler in them. So for now, I think we're going to use the cutoff wheel, death wheel. Not ideal. I don't have that steady of a hand. But the good news is, so this line right here is where the body seam is, where it's tacked together. The guy I bought the sheet metal from, he cut it from here down to like here. So even though I'm cutting this out, I've still got plenty of room to adjust, cut, mark. So like, you always cut less, because if you cut too much, then you kind of screwed, you know. I'm not ready to start welding yet, because I'm not a welder, like I said earlier. So I'm going to get the death wheel out. We're first going to start with the little tabs, little welds, and then we'll get to the big old honking thing, and then it should just come off. Should. I have no idea. Let's get to it. Alright, so underneath, the frame had these brackets, upper bar, lower bar. I'll show you in a little bit. And I don't know what kind of glue they use, but holy crap, it's on there. Drilled those out, knocked those off, and now I've just taken and I've sanded, wire wheeled, all that. Look how much filler there is in paint on this damn car. It's crazy. To where I can see the welds, and then I'm just going to cut the welds, boom, do the other side, and then this front end should come off, hopefully. Alright, let's get to it. I have no idea what's about to happen. I don't know how well you guys will be able to see this, but probably not that well. Alright, now I gotta figure out how to cut this. Alright, it's the first fender. Let's do the other one. Okay. I think it's glued to the front fascia, or the front. Yeah. Go get some gloves. I'll go get some gloves. I'll be right back. That gun, these gloves are old. They don't fit. You must have quit. Something like that. I don't know. They have been soaked in water. Ooh, I feel like OJ right now. Come on. Sad thing is, these are only. There we go. I don't know if I'll ever be able to get them off. Woohoo! Yeah, buddy! Lightweight, buddy! Yeah! Oh, shit. Haha. Look at that. Look at that. It's going on the wall. Hell yeah, brother. Huh. How about now? Anyway. This is very neat. Hell yeah, dude. Sweet. Let me go bring the other front in. Show you what we're working with. Alright. So these are the new pieces that we're going to use. I cut this out from the whole side of the car that's behind me. And then you've got the front fascia here. And the problem with the front fascia is we've got these bars. These are I'm gonna obviously leave the ones on the car. So we're gonna have to cut these all out and figure that out and go from there. And then I need to sand the underside of it and like primer it with something before I install it. And we'll also have to cut the air scoop out. And yeah, quite a lot of work actually. We also need to cut the side of the car out to put that in. So yeah, we got a lot to do. So let's figure out what we're gonna do. Let's take a look here. So I know I can see the body line in this car. It's right there. I can see that. Okay, take that. Now we're gonna clamp this. These ain't been used in 20 years. Okay. Come on. That's not tight enough. If I can just get this to hold. See, we gotta bend this over, yep. Just like that. Man, look at that. This car's gonna look great whenever it's done. All that's in there, it's good. That's where this goes. I'll say I might take a little marker and draw it. Well, actually, hold up. That's covering the window. And that's Our top piece right here is not lining up. It's not lining up. Which honestly, how far can cut that off, and it's gonna be a nightmare. See, and I kind of want to use this old piece because there's a big old dent under here, and I'd hate to fill the whole car with Bondo, but hell, these cars are mostly Bondo anyways. It's as if I'm looking at both the fascias. Is that fascia longer? I mean, it's longer because of how you cut it, but I might have to make a phone call. Yep, make a phone call. Good morning. It's the next day. Mistakes have been made. Yeah. So let's talk about it. So this front end is a Monte Carlo front end. So we're probably talking 01, 02 to 05 type front end. The front end that came off the car is like a 06 to 09 Monte Carlo SS Impala, whatever you want to call it, front end. So they're different, which I knew. But that means they're built differently. And whoever welded this car together, you're fired. You're done. Get out of the shop. And I'll explain why in a second. It doesn't fit. It sits up way too high right here. It just doesn't look right. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to cut the lower valence out of the old one, graft this one into that one, and then fix the fender and stuff with the skin pieces we got, and just put the original front clip back on it, because that will be the easiest thing to do. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have taken it off and drilled out all the stuff, and whatever, it's alright. But yeah, let me show you the wheel well. Oh, I mean, look at this. Like, who, you're fired. You're done. Like, just nowhere even close. The other side's a whole lot closer and looks a whole lot better. Like, they cut another 2 inches. This was an ARCA car body, so that kind of makes sense. But still, who done this? And, yeah, so I'm going to take it back off. And actually, we might cut the fender pieces out before I take it off. I don't know. Let me think, and then we'll get started. Yay. Alright, after some deliberations and thinking, I'm going to cut this fender here. That way we have this piece to graft, because that dent is right here, as you can kind of see. And then I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to cut this panel. We'll make a straight line and just cut it up. That way we have a graft, and then I'll cut the front end later, and yeah, we're going to do this first. So yeah, let's get started. I need to go find another wheel. And as soon as I cut this, it's going to fall, so that's cool. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this weekend. The video will continue. It's Sunday, run out of time. I've got this fender trimmed out and it lines up pretty well with the original fender line. And then, see, the problem is whoever built this car, the fender arches don't match and just all this stuff. So I've got the car pretty well matched up to where I want it. I've made a line to cut it here, and then up here, that's where the damage is. It's just going to take more than me, someone else that knows a little bit more about metalwork. So I'm going to get my dad and my uncle to help out. And that'll be starting next Friday, which this video will continue for you guys because we haven't got anything done. We just tore it apart and kind of made a template. But yeah, stay tuned because coming up, action. See? Movie magic. It is the next Saturday. I did work on this car with no camera yesterday. Worked on a bunch of other stuff. So where we're at, trimmed that side panel. And then I've trimmed up this panel. And what we've got to do is I've got it pretty well fitted up here at the top. I've got to trim the side and the bottom here. And then we're going to be very close to being able to weld. So that's pretty much where we're at. Not sure how much video recording I'm going to get done, but I've got a line here I got to trim. I got to just trim just the very bottom, mark it, trim it, and then get it fit in. And I got to find a welder because I'm not a welder. I think we have one around here somewhere. And then yeah, let's get to it. And grind it, see what it looks like, and mix it on for a while. Alright guys, the rain is coming, so we got to put up. I wish I had a shop, but I don't. It is welded. It is in. I know it does not look the best. I'm not a welder, and it took me a long time. Got a hole there. That's not a hole. It took me a long time to figure out how to get this thing to weld. And you're going to say, well, look at that. That's a problem. Well, these cars are full of Bondo. And when I say full of Bondo, I mean they are full of Bondo. I mean, look at all this right here. That's all filler. I mean, you've got filler right here. So we're going to put filler in it. It'll be good. This thing is not going anywhere. I'm super proud of myself because I've never done anything like this before yet. And yeah, there's holes. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat. There's holes. But I think filler will fill them up. If not, we can come back and re-weld it. So next weekend, it's going on our third weekend of working on this piece of shit. We'll be getting this mounted, getting it measured, cutting it. Either cutting. See, I can either cut this to line up with this, or I can cut that to line up with this. And see, we got those dents right there. We can put a lot of filler in it. I'm just not sure what I want to do yet. See, if you hold it up here, and it pretty much lines up like that. Whoop. Give me a second here. And if you look, it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty close, and I mean, we can do either or. And then after this, we're going to be addressing the front clip right there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure up. I'm going to cut all the damage out of the front on that side and here, and then we're going to take the front. It's all the way in that truck, and we're going to graft it into this. Be a lot easier because that one doesn't fit. But yeah, I mean, look at this filler. Look at that right there. That's insane how much filler's on this car. Oh, and if you also go over here, this piece was taped on, and I took it off. Look at that mountain right there. That's just how these cars are. I mean, they've done that for a reason. I'm not sure. So yeah, it's not like that filler is going to be a bad thing. It's really not that bad. So yeah, I'm going to finish putting up, and I'm going to get out of here before the rain gets here and gets everything wet. The car's going to be outside in the rain. Only thing's really going to get wet's the seat and the steering wheel, which that's fine. I'm not, it is what it is. I've got a trash bag I'm going to put over the seat. But yeah, we'll see you guys next weekend to continue the video. Howdy, boys and girls. It's hot. It's one of the hottest days of the year so far. It's probably 95 with 70% humidity. It's hot. We have a canopy now, and the trailer's been moved. It's late Friday evening. Getting a very late start. Hi, Kiki. Anyways, today, if I can just trim a few pieces, it'd be great. Tomorrow, we're going to come in, we're going to weld this piece to this piece. I got to trim this to make it line up. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this fender right here because there's damage on this fender. I don't feel like trying to Bondo out. Cut this fender. Got to hammer and dolly this one out a little bit because it's kind of sticking out. And then, yeah, and then we can take the front end back off, work on the front end, then start putting it back together. This episode is taking a long time if you ain't figured that out. But yeah, so that's where we're at. It's hot. I'm tired. Let's get to it. Welcome back. It is the next weekend. It is Saturday now. So yesterday I did work on the car. Last week, Saturday I didn't get much done because the welder ran out of wire and I didn't feel like going and buying anymore. So I just kind of put up for the weekend, took Sunday off. Got this new wire in this welder, and this new wire welds so much better than what was out of the wire, and it looks different. But anyway, doesn't matter. Welds a whole lot better. And I welded in this piece yesterday. So now this patch panel is done. You can see, yeah, we got some warpage here. This car is going to be full of Bondo anyways. It looks good to me. I'm happy with it. Definitely not the best. Like up here probably needs a little bit more of a smoothing touch. Right here on this corner, the corner picked up when I was welding it because I guess it got hot. And I couldn't clamp it right here. So we've got a little hump right here, but I think we'll be able to clear it, smooth that out with body filler. So now we're going to work on the front end. We're going to cut the bottom of the front bumper off, cut the bottom of the front bumper off the other piece, weld it together, and then we're going to put the front end back on the car. I have to trim this for the front end to fit because it hits, but got to knock a little bit off and it'll go on just fine. Yeah, super happy with how this turned out and this. And now the car doesn't have a big old gouge in it. And yeah, so I'm gonna go find some sawhorses or something to set this front end up on. Let's get started. Looking back while editing this video, I'm trying to remember why I decided to cut the fender panel short and leave the dent in the existing front panel clip fender. And I think what I came to realize was if I cut the front clip short, if I cut that dent out of the front bumper, I had the potential to get the geometry wrong when I went to re-weld it, and I didn't want to take that risk. So I ended up just cutting the new sheet metal short to mate with the existing metal on the bumper, and then we're just going to fill it in with body filler. Didn't explain that in the video, and I know this video is a lot of jump cuts. I worked my butt off in the Texas heat over these 3 months, and I would just get starting to work. And I'm using my iPhone to record these videos, and it gets hot in the sun real quick, and then it'll stop recording and a bunch of other stuff. So that's why this videos kind of jump around. You're not missing much, just the welding, and that's pretty boring to watch. So yeah, I just wanted to give you that kind of insight of why I decided to do that. Hi, it's a couple months later, but the car's done. You didn't miss much from the last segment you saw me, and I'll explain where I was, why it's taking so long, and catch you up to speed, but the car's done, so let's go take a look at it. Watch out, Kickster. Kitty cat's here. The last time you guys saw me, I was cutting this piece out, and I was going to use a different piece. Well, I didn't cut it straight, and the other piece didn't fit. So, long story short, I had to get it welded back on, and I couldn't weld it. So I had to get a shop to weld it. So they welded it all back together for me. They beat the front end out pretty straight, pretty good. That, we've got to work on that. And they went all the way around to there. So you can see how thick this Bondo is on this car. It's bad. And then here's the weld over here where I welded the fender back together. Welds aren't the best, but this stuff's really thin. Now, here's the new problem. The hood has a gap of about 1/4 of an inch. But looking back at old pictures, this hood has never been flush with the front of this car. So I've got to figure that out, figure out why it's tweaked one way or another. But as you can see, I welded all that back together, welded that bracket back together, welded that on, come over here, did the same thing, and everything's all hunky-dory except for the hood gap, which over here, which that's just gonna happen, unfortunately. You see where I had to cut that and weld that with a gap. And then the only problem I ran into today when I was welding this back together, because I didn't film, my tripod broke, all this stuff. I cut too thick of a piece, and I'll show that now. So I had to cut another piece out of some scrap and make just a tack piece, a filler piece, and then we'll come back with Bondo and fill all this in. But as you can see, it's not going anywhere. It's pretty strong. The welds aren't great, but they're there. And the reason I didn't film is because honestly, you guys didn't miss much. I mean, look at that's no bueno. That sucks, but there's nothing I can do about that. But yeah, so literally just the reverse of what I did taking it apart. Instead of cutting it, I just welded it back together on the front here. I've still got to put this piece on over here. I've got to get it straightened out. This is what holds the bottom of the valance to keep it from flapping in the wind. It's held on with rivets, but I've got to beat it back out straight to get it to fit the curve of the car, and then we'll mount that with the brackets. I've also got to remount the air dam that goes right here. That'll be another day. I'm just happy to get this video finally done. See, it's not very straight down here, but when we get that piece That'll push out, that'll suck in. That looks really good over there. It's just this front piece where it's kind of still tweaked. That shop did a pretty good job of welding it all back together for me. And yeah, life's been crazy. We've had some stuff come up, but I'm glad to get the car finally back done. And the car looks great in my opinion. Get you a wide angle shot here. The car looks amazing. I'm happy with it. I'm ready to go full force into this and try to get this thing going. You may wonder why this car is here, because I was going to sell it. A guy was supposed to come from Kansas. He ended up blocking me, so that's why this car's out. This car is for sale. $5,000 takes this car home. This car, as you know, was a promotional car built for Sprint. It's got a fiberglass COT body on a Gen 4 chassis. This car is for sale. It would make an awesome land speed car, drag car. You could street drive it. The problem is, since this is all fiberglass, if you have a blowout, your body's toast. And you have to get some work done. It's the only reason I don't like it. Yeah, this car is for sale. That's why this car's out here, because it's out of the shop. Shop's a mess. Hopefully the shop will be done soon. But yeah, that's where we're at with the NASCAR build. Sorry I didn't record the last half of this video, but as you can see, you didn't miss much. And